So the actual Achilles rupture, I wouldn't say is like this excruciating pain. It's weird because like I described it to doctors like as if someone took a cinder block to the back of my foot because that's how it feels when like it makes that pop. It feels like someone hit the back of your foot, but like the pain isn't this like sharp, excruciating pain. It's more like a disconnect between your brain and your foot. Like it's like you can't feel your foot anymore. So you just know something's up. The real pain primarily comes like after surgery. Because after surgery, you know, they open you up. And if you make like the slightest movement of that joint, it feels like it's ripping your skin open. And I personally, I'm not a big fan of pain medication. So I avoid pain medication. At most, I'll take like ibuprofen, but that's really it. And I try to even avoid that. But yeah, the injury itself isn't super, like, I don't know, terrible. I would say overall, I'm doing good. You know, the injuries. I think the toughest part about it mentally is just that, like, it's not necessarily the injury itself. It's just like, you know, there's a long road ahead for recovery. And I'm somewhat familiar with it. I tore my ACL my junior season of college back in like 2014. First minute of our first conference game. It was, ugh. But it's more so you just know that there's a long road ahead. And I'm someone who's very active, who likes to do things. So knowing I'm going to be sidelined, especially at this time, you know, I had a lot of things planned for the end of this month. I had things planned going into next month and like this upcoming summer. I just had a lot planned that now is kind of being put on hold or is sidelined as a result of, you know, these injuries. So that's kind of a bummer. But, you know, no crying over spilled milk. There's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is focus on the things that I can control, which is staying as healthy as possible during this recovery. So I've talked a lot about the Achilles injury, but I haven't really gotten much into the wrist. So my wrist, I tore what is called, I believe, the scapholunate ligament, which I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that. But what I've been told is that that ligament is analogous to what essentially the ACL is to the knee. So it's a very integral part of the wrist, and I have to have surgery done. I'll be having surgery done at the end of March. I would have had it sooner, but, you know, doctor said they only wanted to cut me one at a time. So, like, I'm going to heal up a little bit from the Achilles surgery, and then I'm going to go back under the knife to hopefully get this fixed. And then that kind of starts the full recovery process, you know, and hopefully I don't have any other major injuries for some time. I don't necessarily know. I'm not a relationship expert, so I don't know that I'm qualified to speak on love. But I would just say it depends on the guy. Like some guys fall very quickly, very hard. Some guys, it takes a little more time. You got to chip at that armor that they got up, or the walls that they put up for whatever reason they put them up. So it just kind of depends on the guy. But I would generally say if a guy is feeling you and he's like in love with you, he will tell you. So if he hasn't told you, you kind of got your answer. So I can't tell if this is like a fancy list, or is it like people from my season or people that like I've met from Big Brother? Because like I've met a lot of people from Big Brother that I just have never even like told people about or like taken pictures with, just because we just kind of in the moment. Like I think, like an example, like last time I was in Vegas, I linked up with James Ryan. For those who don't know James Ryan, he was on season 6 and season 7. And we just got dinner together. It was just him and I. We got dinner together, and I kid you not, we was just chopping it up at dinner for probably like 3 or 4 hours. Like we were the last 2 people in the restaurant. We were just sharing stories, shooting the shit. And it was real cool. And I've had interactions like that with like several different people from Big Brother where we didn't get the pictures out to try to do all, you know, oh, look at this link up. No, we was just kind of vibing with one another. So I don't know. There's a lot of great people in the Big Brother universe. So I go random.